Riot logo. You see what's going on out here. Stop playing. Stop playing. You know what I mean? Stop playing. You feel me? We working. Get yours on www.introtheintern.com. So without further ado, this is episode 6. You feel me? And we talking about competition. You feel me? There's a lot of competition out there right now. But before I start, let me not forget, new album is out right now. Speaking of competition, I gotta kill the competition because they think they could mess with me, but they not investing. It's long term over here. It's the cassettes, but it's not just any cassette. It's the Masterpiece 3. Let me show you what this comes with. Let me sit up for this. This is gonna be a crazy pod. So you got the website, introtheintern.com. Hope you guys can see that. You got the album cover on the side, and it's not really a cassette. It's a USB. So you can pop that right into the computer. You get yourself an adapter, USB-A to USB-C. That is not included, but if you're having problems, you can always go on the website. You can stream that, and you can purchase this for your support. Cutting out the middleman. I'm the one that's sending these out. So definitely cool piece of merch and music, one and the same. We're not relying on these streaming services. They don't pay. With all this hard work and dedication that I put to the music, it's not worth it. So today we're going to talk about competition. Whoa. Competition. It's everywhere, especially in today's time. So I comprised a list of good and bad reasons, or I should say why competition could be good or bad. These are the reasons. What to look out for, what to be aware of, how to use it to your advantage, how to be competitive in the market, so the title is To Be Aware of Competition in the Audio and Video Field. Like I said, that is what I specialize in. So if you have a business and you need video work done, you need consultation, you want to know how this works, how that works, what to purchase, what not to purchase, what programs to use, what programs not to use, what pieces of equipment to use, what pieces of equipment not to use, I'm your guy. You want to get into music, you want to make your own beats, you want to purchase beats from me, holla at me. You want to get your merch done for your business or something that relates to whatever brand you got going on, hit me up. I got the blanks as well. So I'm a one-stop shop. Been doing this for 20 years plus. So I'm definitely credible. Ask about me. So reason number 1, it raises your quality, but it can make an overall, oh, my bad, but I'm reading the wrong one. It raises your quality, but it can make you overly critical of your own work. So what does that mean? Competition can have you second guessing yourself. You looking around, you're like, damn, is it good enough? Am I good enough? Am I good enough? In today's time, the answer is yes. Can you make good quality look bad? Absolutely, if you don't know what you're doing. A lot of people get the misconception of, I'm just going to buy this and this is going to solve my problem. If you have experience for a while, if that answer might be yes. But this is why you need a guy like me. Because I'm going to evaluate that for you and say, you got the quality. You're raising your quality, but you still don't know what you're doing in order to get the best quality out of what you think is already quality. If that makes sense. Which can make you get critical because you're trying to cut corners. This is why you need to be consulted. So the competition will make you go out there and get the best of the best, but you have to know what you're doing. Sometimes getting quality has to come from you. Some people think that they buying the quality. No, the quality has to come from you. You ever heard of people saying, yo, this guy, this girl got style? Because it's in them. It's not on them. So if you're not like, how do I say this? If you're not secure within what you're trying to do, and how can you get secure? It's through the information and experience. And if you don't have that, you have to get that from somebody. Yes, you're going to be chasing the quality, but the competition is going to make you feel like it's not enough. And what's that going to equal to? That's going to equal to you spending time and money that you should be putting in marketing and managing your brand and or your business. So don't pay attention to competition too much. You should be paying attention to yourself. You shouldn't be overly competitive either, because you will make mistakes as well. Keep it humble. Be informed. Which brings me to number 2, which states, keeps you informed on trends. That's the good side of competition. But it can tempt you to chase trends instead of building a timeless style. So yes, you can get on the trend, you can benefit from the trend, but if you're not staying original, if you're not carving your own lane, and you keep paying attention to people and all this trendy stuff that's going on, that competition can have a double-edged sword. You can actually be losing instead of gaining. Keyword, timeless style. So, for example, producers making certain beats of today, or a person writing a certain way they write their article or their song, or someone who's making overly stylish merch and not keeping it simple. These things won't last the time, and so you're going to keep on spending money, keep on making new designs, keep on wasting time. Lack of management and marketing. Once again, there's no execution. You're executing, but only for the moment. You're not thinking long term, so you can move on to another aspect of your brand or business. I'm just keeping it real with you. I've been there. Number 3, it motivates you consistently. Yes, you will be motivated consistently when you're in the right side of competition, I should say. But the bad side, it can lead you to burnout if you're trying to keep up. So a lot of times you see a lot of people trying to compete with their friends, trying to compete with their family, because let's face it, everybody's trying to do something nowadays. But you can't be competing with your block or your neighborhood or your county. The world is bigger, far bigger than that. Just be original. Move at your own pace. Like I said, you're going to be motivated. You're going to be consistent. Yeah, stay on that side of it. Don't get ugly with it, because you're going to get burnt out, especially when you don't know what you're doing. Number 4, it helps define your niche. It does. You're going to understand what your niche is. You're going to understand what is a niche. So now you got a market. So for example, I do rap music, R&B and pop, but that would be my niche within the music industry. That, like the way I do it though, how I blend it in is my niche. Is it a smaller group? Yes, but that small group will support that versus trying to pitch out to just rap and the drill rap or whatever's going on that's trendy. Once again, you're going to be lost in a bigger pool versus just being in your niche. And yeah, you won't be as popular, but you'll have your supporters there. Same thing goes for clothing. Same thing goes for doing hair, doing nails, you know, a car detail shop. You got to focus on your niche. Now, what's the downside of that? It may put you in a box. Then you're going to overthink. And that's when there's going to be a problem. So so it depends. You could be in that box and you could be good, or you could be in that box and think that, yo, it's not enough. Having that competitive spirit is good, but it could go left real fast. So be mindful of how you approaching this competition out here. Number 5, it builds confidence when you improve. So the more you do, the more you competing out there in the market, yes, you're going to be confident. Because now you feel like, you got the confidence usually comes from here, what you know. More experience, more doing, more experience, more spending, more doing, more experience, more confidence. But there's a downside with that. Because if you start comparing, it will damage your confidence, and that's unhealthy. Welcome to the world of social media. Looking at what everybody else is doing, looking at what your homeboy's doing, looking at what your co-worker is doing, looking at what your family members is doing, looking at what your neighborhood is doing, looking at what your city is doing, state, zip code, looking at what anybody is doing and not really taking something of value out of that. Instead, it's making you get angry. It's making you feel depressed. It's making you feel like you ain't doing enough. Looking at the views, looking at the comments, don't worry about that. A lot of this stuff is fake. It's paid for. It's marketing. Yeah, it looks good. That was the point. Just stay focused, stay locked in. Do not. And it's also designed to kill your confidence. Because once your confidence is killed, you're out of here. There's no competition. I got him out of here. I got her out of here. That's the whole point. Your competition, quote unquote, will try to bring down your confidence. That is the number one way in this world. They will do anything to destroy your confidence, because your confidence is tied in with your passion, it's tied in with your drive, it's tied in with your motivation. You got to think long term. The longer you think about this, the more you're going to be like, all right, today's not good, but tomorrow's going to be better. Do not let your competition make you feel like you're not him or her. You are. You're on the road. You're on the path. They see you. You see them, but they most definitely see you. If you put the work in. If you're competitive in the market. So, of course, they're going to make you feel confident. But most of the time, if you staring at what they doing all day, all night, and you doing it to yourself. Moving on. We have a long list. Okay, number 6, improves pricing awareness. So you might be undercharging, you might be overcharging. So having a glance to the left, to the right, it gives you an idea of what the market, if your niche is the same niche as them, but if you have your own niche, which is very particular, very specific, then that's the benefit of that. You can charge what you want to charge. But if you're in a large pool and everybody's selling the same type of thing, then guess what? It's best that you look to the left and the right and figure out, hey, what's the price out here? And make sure you are able to be competitive in that price, but also the manufacturing. How is yours made versus how someone else's is made? What's the cheapest amount you could get it for, because the customer wants it for that low price? So that's good to think about. Now, what's the bad side of that? But it can push you to undervalue yourself and to stay competitive. Let me repeat that again. It can push you to undervalue yourself to stay competitive. So a lot of times you will go under what your value really is just so you could be competitive. This is why it's important to stay in your niche. So when someone say, hey, why is this person charging this, but you charging that? Because I'm in my niche. I'm in a particular specific part of this market. This person is gearing towards the general. I'm giving you something that's special. I'm giving you something that nobody can really get. This is definitely different. I'm crafting this in a way, whatever I do, whether it's product or service, in a way where you can actually see it as an investment. You're not wasting your time or your money. You're investing your time and money. Because why? Because I'm thinking long term, and I'm giving you something that you cannot find. It's one of one. It's one of one over here. So definitely keep that in mind. Number 7, it encourages you to learn and grow. So being competitive will definitely encourage you to learn and grow. And that's the beauty. I'm not going to lie. It's going to force you. You're going to get that fire in you. You're going to keep on going, keep on grinding, keep on pushing. And it's going to make you learn. It's going to make you grow, whether you like it or not. And then you're going to be on a whole nother level. You're going to be like, yo, wow. Iron sharpens iron. I love when somebody's doing better than me. I love when someone's doing great things, because it's only gonna make me learn and grow from there, and vice versa. But a lot of people tend to hate, so be aware of that. Not everybody's gonna take it as that. Now this is the negative side of that. It can make you feel behind if you focus on gear instead of skills. So going back to the video and audio aspect of things, a lot of people are going to be focused on the camera, the lens, the microphone, which is definitely important, because without that you can't see me and I can't see you, right? But if that's what you think is the end all be all, then you're already lost. You're not competitive at all. Because after someone sees you, all the glamour and glitz to the video and all that, what's next? Where's the skill set? What is making me say, hey, you know what? I like what this person does. I like what this person, or the brand, I should say, what are they about? So don't think that it's just, it's a learning, but at the same time, you gotta learn the right things. You gotta learn it all until you can work with people that know more than you, and that's fine. You hire them and they take over, or you collaborate with them. But that's a whole nother conversation. Let's move on. Number 8, exposes industry standards. So along the road of being competitive and seeing your competition or your competitors, and nowadays, because the internet makes business a lot easier to start up, multiple businesses at that, if you pay attention, you will see people who are doing their thing. And there's a certain way, if you start looking around, you're like, okay, like let's say you go to a basketball, you want to open up an arena. There's a certain way how arenas are designed. There's certain things that are in arenas. And if you're not paying attention to your competitors to at least that extent, then you're going to be losing customers and fans, clientele, whatever you want to call it, because they're going to go, wait, I've been to like 4 or 5 arenas. Why they don't have this? Why they don't have that? And nobody's saying to be completely designed exactly the same, but there is a certain standard to how it's supposed to look. Same thing goes for music. Same thing goes for audio. When you're doing a social media, you need social media. You need a phone. You need a camera. You need a tripod. You need lights, good lighting, right? You need audio, good audio. There's certain standards to certain things. And if you're not paying attention to your competitors, then you may be missing out. And then guess what? They're going to have that edge on you. Yep. And it can make you feel behind. So it's good that you get to see what the standards are. It's bad if you're behind. So that was my point in that. So make sure you stay aware, you take your notes down, and you execute. It's very important to execute. Number 9, reveals the gap in the market. So now you're going to see what's missing, what you could change, what you could bring to the table, what you feel should be added on to this business or industry that you're in. So now you see 4, 5 people doing videos, and let's just say they might be doing it off their phone, but you take it up a notch and you're doing it with a cinema camera. It might be over the edge for what you're trying to do, but then again, it might take you to the next level because you're doing what the next person is not, which will be great for you. Now, the downside of it is you could be over strategizing and not execute, which means strategy, thinking, write things down. Yeah, I see this, I see that. Yeah, cool. And you got nothing done. You did nothing. And the competition is still winning. And you're still watching. And that's not good. Just keeping it real with you. That's not good at all, to be honest. Number 10, pushes innovation. Yes, like I said, that's another good one on the list. It will push you to invent something new, which will tie into the niche. Keep that in mind. It's going to push you to do something new. You're going to be like, hold up. I could do this. I could do that. Let me get that done. Let me put that together. So you want the competition to push you in that way, because it's only good. Only goodness is going to come out of it. You're going to be on top. Everybody's going to want to gravitate towards you more. You're going to be in the lead. Or worst case scenario, you'll be able to sustain your business. Now, what's the downside of this? The downside of it is you're going to have risk of authenticity. People will start to copy if you don't secure that innovation. So that new idea, if you don't really master that and really push for it and put yourself in the forefront of it, then people are just going to copy it, and then that idea is not going to be authentic no more. So be aware that people are watching, they're taking notes. Anything that got to do against some free information off you by just simply watching you do you got to be very mindful. For me, like I said, I'm in it for the long haul. I've been doing this for over 20 years, so I'm always innovating. Everybody know that. So it doesn't bother me, to be honest with you. I'm naturally competitive, but I don't have a hateful spirit, if that makes sense. But my mind frame is to learn and grow and to collaborate. It's not to destroy. So, oops. They're calling. Sorry about that, guys. Scammers. All right. Number 11. This is one of my favorite ones. Keeps you humble. So, knowing more about your competition, good or bad with them, can humble you. You'll find a new level of respect for them and maybe even for yourself. This journey of doing business is very humbling. The journey of life is very humbling, which is a great thing. Believe it or not, it's great. But there's also a downside with being too humble. Yes, there is a thing about being too humble. I've been there. I struggle with that myself. It could shrink your vision, and you can underestimate your uniqueness. So that's something that, if all else fails, you did that to yourself. So be very, very careful with being too humble. People will try to humble you for not displaying humility, I should say, and calling you cocky. But listen, at the end of the day, you gotta have a balance. You gotta show both. It's very treacherous out here. You gotta do both. All right? You know what you know. You can always know more, but you know what you know. If you know what you know. So don't nobody play you. And number 12, the good side about competition, it creates awareness of opportunity. So the more you're competitive, the more you're going to want to get yourself out there, which means the more you're going to promote to other people. And the more people are going to be aware of what you got going on, aware of what you're doing. So for example, I got this podcast, and the more that I put these videos out and these shorts and these clips, the more people are aware, which would bring in opportunities for my brand, my business. As you can see, the phone is calling opportunities, but I have to call them back because I'm doing this, as you can see. So that's in real time showing you that what I'm saying is truthful. That's the good thing. Now, the bad thing of that is it can trigger a scarcity mindset. And that's something that can definitely happen because you're probably not ready, excuse me. There's so much competition. So you're thinking that, you're not there yet, but you just have to have patience. You got to keep going. There's going to be good days. There's going to be bad days. There's going to be fast days. There's going to be busy days. There's going to be slow days. There's going to be money-making days. And there's going to be zero. It may be the whole week. It may be the whole month. It may be the whole year. It may be mixed up and down. But that's what you signed up for. I'm sorry. It's just a part of it. But you got to just keep positive. Keep at it. Keep going. Don't let nobody stop you. And just being honest with you. So, what else? Let's look through the list. So now let's go with the skills. It can sharpen up your skills. It could definitely sharpen up your skills. Which is, to me personally, is great. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like someone that could, I'm not the type of person that, hold on. I'm not the type of person that gets discouraged with someone doing something that will motivate me to sharpen up my skills. To me, it's like, all right, cool, let's go. Because we're racing against time. So we might as well figure this out. Might as well bang out. So that's good. To me, that's a good thing. But there's a bad thing with sharpen up your skills. And a lot of people, they have an issue with this one. I've noticed that they are perfectionists. Some people won't do anything until it's done exactly right. Oh, it gotta look like this. It gotta be like this. I gotta be here. I gotta be there. Which could all be true, but guess what it's doing to you? It's slowing your whole operation down, and business and brands is 24/7. So you gotta understand that you just gotta keep going. People are gonna see you and know that you're being competitive in this market, especially when you're doing anything audio or video, based on the fact that you're actually doing something. You're not stuck on being perfect all the time. Perfection. Like, it's just not gonna happen. You gotta do something. You gotta move forward. You gotta invest time. You gotta invest some capital. You gotta invest your energy, and use it and go and just do. And then from there, like I said, the opportunities will come. You'll take advantage of them, but you got to do something to get anything out of this. You got to move forward at all times. Moving forward. So now this relates, like I said, to more the video side. So it exposes you to better storytelling. So with videos, like music, like books, like most things of media, it's about telling a compelling story, a good story, a story that gets to the point, storytelling. And seeing other people who story tell better than you should make you step your game up. Let's just keep it real. Let's call it what it is. A spade is a spade. So you got to step your game up, which I believe is a very good thing. You can't let me explain something to you. You can't be negative about these things of life. You just cannot. You can't look at something and just be discouraged. You can't look at something and get hateful. You can't look at something and not do nothing about it. You can't look at something and say, oh man, I'm not good enough. You can't be negative. You cannot have a negative outlook. You can't be negative towards people at all. At all. It won't work for you in no shape, form, or manner. It just won't. And that's the good side of things. Now, this is the bad side of things. Because when you look at someone who is given a good story, who displays that they're a good storyteller, like I said, it could be a rapper, it could be a singer, songwriter, you know what I'm saying, painter, book writer, opera show, whatever you're into, it's gonna make you doubt your own creative instincts. And that, my friend, let's go back. It's gonna attack what? It's gonna attack your confidence. And if it attacks your confidence, then guess what's gonna happen now? You will do nothing. Or you'll have a different kind of drive. You have a hateful drive. And you don't want that. You don't want that at all. Now, another good thing about being competitive is gonna push you to upgrade your workflow. Speed, 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 speed. Correctly. You know what you're doing. Now, if you do know what you're doing, you're seasoned, you're experienced, you're knowledgeable, right? Now you have a certain workflow. Now you have to keep up with your competitors and you have to speed up your workflow. That means speeding up your upload time, speeding up how many times you upload, speeding up your editing, speeding up how you light up your sets, speeding up how you set up and break down, speeding up on how you set up your microphones, your cameras, the positioning, your traveling, all of that, the creation in general of your products or product and or the delivery of your service or products. You have to create systems. It's okay because it will push you to the next level. But if you do not see it that way, then let me give you the negative side of seeing what competition will do to you based on workflow. It will pressure you to buying unnecessary things, unnecessary gear. Oh, I bought this camera because this is gonna get me on Netflix, because it's on a Netflix list. But there was so much other cameras on Netflix, but you chose to get this expensive one and you have no idea of how to really use that camera. Or the gimbal, or this big light, or just having a crew. Why didn't you invest in contractors? Why didn't you invest in a cameraman and then rent out the camera? Sometimes you'll be investing so much that you don't have to, and then you'll end up flat on your face. I've been there. Other people have been there. Don't be those people. So make sure your workflow is correct for you, for your niche, for your clientele, your customers, your fans, for your brand, for your business. But don't overdo it, because then your workflow will reverse, because now you have a learning curve. Every time you get on a learning curve, you waste time. Time that you could be managing and marketing and pushing your brand and business forward. But what do I know, right? Another good thing about competition, it keeps you moving fast, keep you relevant in a fast-moving environment with fast-moving platforms. So you informed about YouTube, and then maybe you have a podcast, which is a part of your business, and you want to do a Spotify, you know, or you heard about that, or you see that going on because you're paying attention to the market correctly. You're like, all right, cool, we'll do that. So as these things start changing, you're paying attention to your competition, you're getting involved and saying, okay, I need to get this, need to get that done. Now, if it's something you can do and you learn it quick, hey, remember that learning curve. So you're moving fast, you're in a good pace, good workflow, but at the same time, make sure you can handle the forever changing platforms that's going on as you're learning them and execute them the right way. So that's a good thing. You're staying up to par, staying up to pace. The bad thing is it'll have you depending on trends, and those trends come and go. So take advantage of the trends if you can, if you want, but understand that the more time and money you're investing, which you will, is it really going to be worth it? Which is all a gamble at the end of the day, but that can be a bad side, a bad thing for you. It's the bad side about being competitive in a forever changing environment with fast moving platforms adding on. For example, like I said, today's YouTube, tomorrow's is Spotify. The next day it's what you call a Patreon, and then the next day none of those apply. Something else applies. So be aware of that. Number 5. This is a whole nother list. It encourages discipline and structure. Oh man, a lot of people lack discipline. They lack structure because they are cutthroat by nature. This right here is one of the most things I could tell you. Encourages discipline and structure. When you have competition and you see somebody kicking your butt in that market, be thankful, because that is going to give you discipline. That's going to tell you, hey, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. I got to focus. I got to sit my butt down and I got to grind. 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 It will forge you to be disciplined. I cannot buy that Louis. I cannot buy that new car. I cannot buy that chain. I cannot buy that bracelet. I cannot buy the ring. I cannot buy that. I can't go out to eat at that restaurant because I need to be disciplined. I can't be drinking because I'm going to wake up late when I need to be doing this. Consistency, consistency, consistency. That is the key. Without that, I don't know what to tell you. That's the good thing. A lot of people don't see it as a good thing. Now, the bad side of it is it could take away your joy and make everything feel like a race. To be honest with you, it's always going to feel like that. It's always going to be like that. There's not much you can do. It's all about balance. So I'm going to end this here. And like I said, I'm going to remind you guys once again, please be sure to go to the site and get yourself the vinyls. Now I also have the USB cassette tapes. So Masterpiece 3, we stretching this out. Get yourself some merch. And I'm going to play some tunes before I get up out of here, so you know what you're buying. So we're going to go. So I like Apple Music. You can go to Spotify, whichever you like. I'm going to go to, I don't know what I haven't played already. I think I played a few things. I'm going to play State Rules. Oh, what's going on with my iTunes? Oh, they got me, Jack. Let me see if I could play it off of YouTube. Oh, I'm to my YouTube. I got the music right here. I'm bugging out. Give me a second, guys. Make rules. State rules. Break rules. Fully produced by me as well.
It's Craft Masters, baby.
Go. Break rules. I've been on the grind cause I stay rules. I've been on the move cause I stay rules. Lip syncing. Cause I stay rules. Why can't I stop all the pain? Yeah. Cause I just wanna just change. Yeah. Why can't I change? Break rules. I've been on the grind cause I stay rules. I've been on the move cause I stay rules. I've been on the move cause I stay rules. Why can't I stop all the pain? the ground, yeah, you know I had to get racks. How you gonna do that? Left me for dead like a dumbass. Yeah, that's big facts. They gon' get this, they gon' get that. How you gonna do that? How you gonna have me all in the courtroom? How you gonna do that? After all the love I showed you, how you gonna do that? Twisting my fingers, I twisted it up. Twisting my fingers and I don't give a fuck. Been on the grind and never was luck. Break rules. I've been on the grind cause it stay rules. I've been on the move cause it stay rules. I've been on the move cause it stay rules. Why can't I stop all the? Cause I just wanna just change. Why can I change? Why can I change? I've been on the grind cause it stay rules. I've been on the move cause it stay rules. Let's go. On the move cause it stay rules. Why can I stop all the pain? Cause I just wanna just change. Yo, why can I change? I'm tryna do my thing. I'm tryna use my brain. They tryna wear these chains. They wanna be some slaves. I ain't tryna play okay. I'm just tryna get. I'm just tryna get. Where I'm from, they gotta watch, okay. This what I do. Dude, I ain't tripping. This how I shine. This how I'm living. Cause I gotta get it. Cause I be living different. I gotta get it. Yeah, I gotta get bucks. I gotta dodge all the niggas is hating. They running down up on the block. Word. Too nice, man. Storytelling, the pen. Factual though. Get it twisted. One at a time though. I've been on the grind cause it stay rules. I've been on the move cause it stay rules. I've been on the move cause it stay rules. Why can't I stop all the? Yeah. Cause I just wanna just change. Yeah. Why can I change? Some rough times, man. Those days were rough. Yep. Things are better now. If they're not, they will be. Persevere, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Intro the Intern. It's Crack Masters Productions. And it's episode 6, Competition. Keep it locked. It's Info with Intro Podcast. You heard? I'ma holla at y'all.